now hit this one.
Private chat?
Nope. This. The countdown.
Want beer? Oh yeah? Well, so's your face. Stop touching my magic phone. Well, you're mistaken.
Vidka?
Deaths, Sunnydale is gonna rule!
Hey everybody, welcome to GrrArghCast, the only Buffy and Angel podcast that doesn't have spoilers and also had a failure of a recording 2 nights ago that we're making up for now. I'm Brandon Ellison.
I'm Jewel Rocket Rose, and I'm the reason why this episode had to be rescheduled.
Jewel's been staying at a hotel on the Strip in Vegas, and her internet is notoriously unreliable.
Questionable at best.
So right now, Jewel is sitting like a foot and a half away from me. And that's her hand. It would be creepy if it wasn't. What if I looked over and your hands were like in place, but then there was still the hand there?
Like in that episode?
Like in that episode? I don't know what we're talking about.
The episode where the guy's hands like detach.
Oh yeah, Spooky Hand Man, yeah. We're here, and we are here to talk about Buffy and Angel. Before we do that, let's go into what we've been watching this week. Jewel, you go first.
I've been watching the new Gossip Girl. It's everything. It's so good. Like, it's really so good.
In our failed episode, you also talked about something called Sex Life? Sex?
Yeah, I watched this. It's Sex/Life, and it's with Sarah Shahi and some Australian dude. Okay, it is very a lot.
Is it porny?
It's a little Cinemaxy.
Okay. Like,
this is what I imagine Cinemaxy would have been like.
Okay.
I wasn't allowed to, and sometimes I follow direction. So I don't know. It was very, ladies, watch it. But also maybe don't, because don't be sad. I don't know. It's about, I don't know. I haven't decided what it's about yet.
I want to talk about my Apple TV binge. So everything I'm going to talk about right now is from Apple TV. I have been watching Ted Lasso. I have been watching Central Park. I have been watching Schmigadoon, which I really, really love.
Schmigadoon? Like Brigadoon?
Like Brigadoon, except it's like these people who are on like a marriage retreat, and they go into like the woods on a marriage retreat, and they come into this town where everything is a musical, and it's Keegan-Michael Key and Cicely Strong, and it's fantastic. And Kristen Chenoweth is in it, and Alan Cumming is in it, and others are also in it.
Others?
I can't remember who else is in this. Anyway, lots of people are in it. It's really great. Highly recommend it. And that is what I have been... and Physical, the aerobics, the like 80s aerobics drama with Rose Byrne. Who doesn't love Rose Byrne?
I love Rose Byrne.
Yeah. Who doesn't love aerobics?
Listen, I just need to watch things that don't require a lot of me. I've also started rewatching that show Rain. Really like that.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's about Adelaide Kane, who is now, I don't know, she's like a big TikToker. But she's this really pretty brunette, and she's like Mary Queen of Scots, and she is married to, or supposed to get married to, the French Prince.
A
French Prince, not Fresh Prince.
Oh, the French press. Okay. That sounds exciting.
But Sex Life, you should watch it.
I think I might watch Sex Life. I don't think I'll watch the French Press of Bel-Air or whatever.
You don't need to. Don't worry about it. I watch it just to like have something mind-numbing in the background.
And then also on HBO Max, the local, what is that?
Oh my God!
News show, the news channel.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! This is the greatest show on HBO. You guys should all watch it. What is it called? Small
Town News.
Small Town News.
Yes, and it's a show about a small town in Nevada called Pahrump. Which is where all the like cat houses are, like all the brothels.
Isn't that where? Yeah, that's where sex is.
Heidi Fleiss lives there. Yeah.
Sell your body.
Yeah. Make that body money. Yeah, it's just a really interesting documentary about people who take their jobs way too seriously.
Oh my god. She's crazy.
She's crazy. Everyone should watch
It's
it.
so amazing. And
is that Sarah Collison? Hi, Sarah.
Sarah, hi.
For those of you who don't follow us on Patreon, if you are a Patreon fan, you can actually come and interact with us live while we do the show, if you're so inclined to do so. And so like Sarah and Naomi and a couple other people are watching right now. So hi, everybody.
Hi.
Yeah. So Jewel, we are going to finish season 5 of Buffy today.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. It makes me so upset.
And before we get into this, I did want to say, when this episode aired, I was a freshman in high school. I don't remember the exact circumstances, but I do remember thinking or hearing or something that this was going to be the last season. And for some reason, my brain thought that this was the last episode of the whole show, The Body.
God.
And it was very upsetting. The Body.
Well, this is not the
Or not
body.
The Body, I'm sorry, The Gift.
This is not the body. This is the gift.
Yeah, we're never talking about The Body again. We agreed to that.
It's not even. There shouldn't be a question.
So anyway, I remember this very distinctly. I had a party at my house to like a Buffy season finale party that 2 people showed up to because I had no friends or whatever. But
Why do you say things like that?
I'm just saying, I had a party with a full spread. Okay, so let's get into the first episode, The Weight of the World. Buffy slips into catatonia after Glory kidnaps Dawn and prepares to bring about the end of the world. So Willow uses her Wicca talents to reach Buffy deep inside her innermost secrets and subconscious fears. Right off the bat, Willow's powers are...
They're at like a 12
inconsistent.
now, okay?
They're inconsistent. It's not really clear what she can and can't do.
No.
It seems like she can do pretty much whatever the plot needs her to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Men wrote this.
This episode, of course, written by Douglas Petrie, so you are correct. Glory, the episode opens with Glory. She's getting ready for this ritual. She's talking to her minion. She's talking to Dawn, and Dawn is like tied up and gagged in she's
and she doesn't
captive
like it.
audience. She's not into it. Spike says I can't see Glory anywhere, but the gang has a new problem because Buffy is unreachable.
Yeah,
Buffy's gone. And Spike tries to shake her back to normal, and he slaps her a little bit, and him and Xander fight.
She didn't love that.
And Willow forces them apart with her magic because she can
because
just do that
that's what
now.
you do now with
she
Willow.
Can just do that now.
Willow can just do all the things.
Yeah.
Good for her.
With Buffy and Giles are out of commission, so Willow comes up with a plan that they're going to all go back to Sunnydale. Xander is going to take Giles to the hospital. Anya's going to take care of Tara. Spike's going to track down Glory, and Willow's going to help Buffy. Everybody has a role. Everybody has a job. Spike's what do we do if we run into Ben? And everyone's like, Ben? What does Ben have to do with anything?
Oh my god.
Because everybody forgets that Ben, when they see Ben and Glory transform into each other, there's a magical block on that they don't remember it.
I was just so annoyed by that whole thing. I was like, listen, Spike just told you what you asked to hear. And you're like, wait, no, I don't get it. You're like hashtag acceptance.
Yes.
Why is it only... I'm putting up that banner. God damn it. It is already time. It is hashtag acceptance. If I have to accept stupid shit about you, G.I. Joe Xander, and, Willow, the sudden witch,
Yeah. Well, she's been a witch for a while.
Yeah, I know, but sorry.
So Spike realizes that a spell's in effect and that people can't see this happen, but Spike is immune because he's not a human. So Glory tries to comfort Dawn.
This was my favorite line, though. Is everyone here very stoned? Well,
Glory
the answer
attempts
is
to
always yes.
Glory attempts to comfort Dawn, but she loses her cool because she feels guilty. Glory has this weird guilt trip about keeping Dawn.
Because she's feeling Ben's emotions
Yep.
inside her.
Yep.
They are fighting against each other. But listen, I still cannot get off that Ben is Glory and Glory's Ben. Really, really, all of you people. I'm just so bitter about that scene.
So Willow's preparing a spell that allows her to go into the mind of the Slayer. Willow goes into Buffy's mind, and she sees all of these scenes kind of in loop in Buffy's mind. And the first one is a child Buffy, and her parents bring Joyce and Hank bring home Dawn and introduce her, and Buffy's like, I don't like this baby or whatever, it's dumb. So then we flash over to the hospital, and Xander is filling in Giles on Willow's plans. Spike comes back, and he doesn't have any information on where she is. We go back to Glory, and Dawn is telling Glory that she remembers the transformation from Ben. And Glory's like, well, you know, Ben is closer than he's ever been. Like, we have a problem. Like, Ben can take things over, whatever. And the power that separates these two is starting to dissolve, which is like you were saying, why
Yes.
she can feel Ben's emotions and why he actually has this
It's
like
the separation
new kind of
between the
devotion to Glory that he didn't have before. Yeah.
Yeah, Ben's kind of annoying.
Yeah, he's still hot, but he's annoying.
He's still hot, but he is rude.
So the Scoobies like start to kind of recall seeing Ben turn into Glory. It's a running joke, and it's never funny, and fans still make the joke, and I'm guilty of it as well. Doesn't matter.
It was a stupid joke.
So like her curse is that she's in Ben's body. Like that's her curse for trying to go against the other gods in her dimension.
We're gonna put you in a man's body.
Well, I think it's just in a human's body. I don't think Glory really has a gender. I mean, she's referred to as her, but like, that's because she presents. I don't know. Who knows? I've heard a lot of things.
A cis female.
She's not a cis god. So in Buffy's mind, Willow's watching Buffy as she puts a book up on the shelf at the magic box. And then she goes into Buffy's memory when Buffy met the first Slayer when they did that ritual in the desert, and the first Slayer says, "Death is your gift." You remember this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's death is your gift, and she's like, "Oh my god, my gift! Like I kill everybody
Yeah,
I love."
my mom's dead. Death's not my gift. She's like, "It is, bitch," and then that's it. So Glory.
I love the first Slayer.
I love her too. She's fierce. A little problematic, and as has been called out in recent times, because she's a little like tribal and animal and evil looking. But whatever.
Yeah.
So Glory is bragging to Dawn about her superiority, but Dawn knows that the only person that can beat Glory is Buffy, and she's like, "My sister's going to beat your ass." We're back in Buffy's mind. Willow sees 20-year-old Buffy at the house, and Buffy says, "Death's my gift." She goes to Dawn's room. She smothers Dawn with a pillow, which I wish she would.
Didn't love that.
Then we go back, and Ben has taken over Glory's body, and Ben takes Dawn and runs. And then back in Buffy's mind, Willow's watching these scenes repeat over and over and over again. Xander and Spike go visit Doc. Doc, played by Tony Award and Oscar award-winning actor Joel Grey, who I love.
Yeah, I didn't understand what he was doing there.
He's the one that gave Dawn the spell to bring Buffy's mom back. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And then it was like a zombie thing. But he's been working for Glory the whole time. But they tracked him down because they were like, "Oh, he'll know where it is," for whatever reason. I don't know how they got that information, but they just did. Hashtag.
That's why you don't let Spike be in control.
So they go visit this guy for information, and they notice that Doc is like blocking a box that's like a carved box that's there, and that he thinks very highly of Glory. Like he's a big Glory stan.
He's the Glow fan.
Yeah. He's a glowworm.
He's
Can
a
we call
stan?
Glory fans glowworms?
Well, I would be a glowworm. I'm a fan of
Yeah, and it turns out that he has super speed and a big long tongue, and he's creepy as shit.
Ew, the tongue was absolutely revolting.
Yeah. He grabs that box, throws it in the fireplace, and attacks. Spike pulls the box out, and Xander stabs him with a sword. They leave with the box, but then his eyes open. He's still alive. So Willow's back in Buffy's mind. She's trying to get her to stop killing Dawn. She's like, "Why do you keep killing Dawn?" We're back. Ben has Dawn. They've broken away, and Dawn breaks away from Ben, and she knocks him out with a chain. But then Glory's like, "Hey, thanks. Good work." And Ben and Glory are kind of battling for control over the body. And Glory is like, "If you cooperate and help me sacrifice Dawn, then I'll make sure that you don't die after the ritual's completed. You'll have immortality. You can exist away from me, whatever." And Ben is like, "Fine, let's do it," and hands Dawn over.
I'm not gonna lie, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I would have. If she was talking like Dawn does, I would.
Especially because Dawn's an idiot. Why would you hit Ben?
Yeah. And Willow asks Buffy, like, "What is the significance of this scene where you're placing this book on the shelf?" And Buffy is like, "That's the exact moment that I knew I wasn't going to win." She's like, "That's why I keep reliving this moment." Because she's like, "That's when I knew that Glory was going to win."
Yeah.
Yeah. And Buffy...
Or it wasn't that she was going to... She couldn't beat her,
That Buffy
right?
couldn't beat her, yeah.
She
The
can't
Glory's
beat
gonna
her.
win. And Buffy says to Willow that she gave up in her heart, and then everything else after that has basically just been, like, trying to survive longer. And Willow's like, "It's not over yet. You can still do something to stop it." And that's all it took, apparently. It was just a little pep talk. So Buffy comes out of her catatonic state. She's crying. They all go back to the magic shop, and Xander tells Buffy that Ben and Glory are the same person. And Buffy, in her defense, never at any point is like, what? You know, Buffy's like, yeah, okay, that checks out. They go through the information that Spike stole from Doc, and Giles reveals that a bloodletting ceremony is going to open the portal. Excuse me. And once it begins, the only way to stop it is that they have to kill Dawn. And that's the end of the episode. So, before we get into our final thoughts and letter rating, a little bit of some extra trivia here. Joel Grey is credited as a special guest star. As opposed to being credited as a guest star in his previous appearances. He's very good in these 2 episodes.
He is.
He's creepy. And that's what I got. The foreign language titles are, the French title is Sans Espoir, or Hopeless. I guess that means without hope. And everything else is The Weight of the World. But I'll do the Italian title anyway. Il peso del mondo. Il peso del mondo.
The Weight of the World.
Il peso del mondo. Jewel, final thoughts and letter rating on The Weight of the World.
I want you to go first.
Okay. This episode kind of goes nowhere and does nothing for me. I don't like the stuff in Buffy's mind. I think it's kind of trying to rehash the nightmare episode from the last season, which was actually good. I just find it very out of character for her, and because the Buffy would snap to immediately and go save her sister, even if it meant she was going to die. This is what she does. I get that this episode is setting up the finale and is therefore necessary, but it's not one of my favorites, and it's not one that I really rewatch. I would give this a C.
Okay, good, because I didn't want it to just be me this time, because apparently my last week's viewing was questionable to most. I didn't like this at all. I didn't like Buffy at all in this episode. Dawn was fucking dumb. I loved Glory, and I kind of wanted her to win by the end of this episode. So I don't know what was going on. I'm giving it a solid, I just even say a C-.
Oh boy. It's not a great episode. It's setting up a story for the next episode, which God bless it for that, because we don't have to have.
Did they show this as like a 2-parter in one episode, or they made you wait another week? That is so dumb. I would, if I were a fan, then I would have been furious.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely. It definitely is like an exposition episode, but it's a dumb exposition episode, and the stuff in her head is really bad. Hey, before we get to our next episode, you guys should join our Patreon. Patreon.com/GAC podcast. It's $5 a month. You can come and interact with us on live videos. You can be part of our private Facebook group. You can watch us constantly change what time we're going to do the episode because Jules' internet doesn't work.
You guys, it's not my fault. I blame Vegas. I blame everything on Las Vegas.
Yes.
I never need to come back here.
Yeah.
Unless I'm being paid a lot of money.
So please come join us. Patreon.com/GAC podcast. Less than the price of a cup of coffee. And that's all I got on that one. Hey, Jewel, you ready to talk about The Gift, or the Spanish title El Gifto? I don't. It's probably not that.
Regalo.
Is it regalo? Does that mean gift?
It means gift.
How do you know that?
Yo hablo español.
Oh, fluent?
Enough.
It is El Regalo.
Really?
But the Latin American Spanish title is actually El Don Dios. So you speak Spain Spanish. You don't speak Latin American Spanish. Did you know that?
Yeah, because you know who else speaks Spain Spanish? Mexico.
No. It's different words for different things.
But so they have like slang terms, but it's like Spanish is Spanish is Spanish is Spanish.
All right, fine.
Just because like when you speak Italian living in like Australia, but you also speak Italian living in Italy.
It's totally different. It's totally different. We're talking about dialects. We're not talking about if you live somewhere else and speak the language.
Yes, but like there's dialects all over China too, but there's like a national language.
There's 6 languages in China.
But the national language, the language of business and learning,
is Mandarin.
Mandarin.
Yeah, but there's also Fushionese. There's Shanghainese.
There is, but they're more colloquialisms. They're less
more what now?
Colloquialisms.
Anyway, so
why are you requiring me to use my brain in other ways today?
Another imminent apocalypse is at hand in Sunnydale. Buffy must square off against a true god when Glory prepares to use Dawn to break down the walls between the dimensions and unleash all hell on Earth. Buffy, Xander, Willow, Giles, Anya, Tara, and Spike go to battle with the knowledge that they may not all survive. Spoiler
dun, dun,
alert,
dun.
They don't. So I actually, the way this episode opens, I think, is perfect. It's Buffy. She's in an alley. There's a vampire chasing a guy, like a young guy. He's like a teenager. And he's about to attack the guy. Buffy shows up, and she's like, hey, run away, kid. Call the cops. And Buffy is like, this is, I'm not confusing this, right? That's the one where she's like, have you ever heard of me? And he's like, who? She's like, how about the Vampire Slayer? And he's like, what? And she's like, wow, I've never heard of someone. Like, it's been a long time since I met someone who hasn't heard of me. Whatever. And then she stakes the vampire. It's a whole thing. And then the kid is like super confused. He's like, you're just a girl. She's like, that's what I keep saying. I love this opening scene because it's very throwbacky to like...
Well, also, Naomi also letting us know that it was before that, the whole previously on Buffy thing, all the things that had happened over the 5 years.
Yes. Yeah, the big flash of all this
Flash of her
stuff.
life.
Yeah. So that's what I liked about this opening scene is that it's very throwbacky and it very like grounds the show in what the show has always been, which is like a ordinary girl with extraordinary abilities.
I also really like the part, too, where she says, have you heard that song?
Ouch,
My leg,
ouch, my
leg.
Yeah. So anyway, they're all in the magic shop. They're talking about the information that they have. They know that the key is living energy, and if it's poured into a specific spot at a specific time, it breaks down the walls between dimensions, and everything goes to shit. And Gloria is going to use Dawn's blood to open the door and return her home, where hell's going to be unleashed. It's going to be a real bad time for everybody. But if they stop the energy, then the walls go back up. Giles is like, killing Dawn is the only solution, and Buffy's like, fuck off.
I kind of like Giles.
I mean, I kind of do too. I like Giles in this whole episode, to be honest with you, especially later. And Giles is like, if Glory succeeds, every single being on this earth is going to be subject to torture and death and whatever. And Buffy's like, I don't give a shit. I'm not killing my Dawn, my sister.
My
there we
sister,
go.
my daughter,
my sister, my Dawn. And she's like, she's a part of me, and I'm not going to allow her to die. I don't care what the
because
cost
she's
is.
made from her blood.
Right. They have Summer's blood.
And they put their blood together in a blood pact.
And Anya's like, okay, let's come up with some ideas. We got this. Let's put a battle plan together.
We can do it.
Yeah. And Xander's like, we should kill Ben. You know, he's just a guy. We can kill Ben. And Giles is like, yeah, I don't think Ben's going to like come back out right now. And no one really can figure out how to kill Glory. And then Will's like, we don't need to. She's only got one opportunity. If she fails, then she doesn't get another chance and everything's okay. Like, whatever. We just have to keep her busy until this window of opportunity has passed. And Anya is like, okay, we have the Dagon Sphere. Now, the Dagon Sphere is the one that they found in the construction site at the beginning of the season.
Right.
That keeps her away. Mm-hmm. And then we have the troll hammer of Anya's ex-boyfriend, Olaf the Troll God.
Yeah, that was weird.
I love that episode. Which Buffy can hold with no problem. And
she's a strong ass
because she's
bitch.
wicked strong. And Buffy's like, we don't have any way to find Glory. And then Tara's like, blah, blah, blah. Places to be. And she's like being drawn to where this is taking place. So they just walk with her. And they're like, okay, great. Well, I guess we have like our Glory detector. And it's this thing. So they're at Glory's new lair. And Ben is going along with Glory's plan, and he's like, here's some clothes you're going to need to change into, whatever. And Dawn's like, I don't want to hear what you have to say. Turn into Glory. Be Glory, be Glory, be Glory. Ugh. Like, she is done with Ben, and I don't blame her, because fuck him.
Ben's a fuckboy now.
Yeah,
We're done.
Is. I mean, he could still get it, but, like, it wouldn't be.
I gotta tell you, I'm over the fuckboy life today.
That makes one of us. And so Glory shows up, and she's like, why do you want me over Ben? And Dawn's like, you're both monsters, but you're upfront about it, and Ben is just like a secret monster.
Ben pretends to be a nice guy. He's a fuckboy.
And maybe he is a nice guy too, to an extent. I don't know. When their consciences start to bleed together, it's kind of hard to judge him for
I can judge him for anything I want.
I agree, and you should. So Dawn is like, maybe Glory knows, maybe you know that you can't take Buffy, so like that's why Ben is here. And Glory's like, you know, your sister's not going to turn up because you're not even a real sister, blah, 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 blah. And even if she does, she's probably going to come here to kill you. We're back at the magic box. Buffy is training with the punching bag, which is always awful. They know that they can't set off to go see Glory anytime soon. They have to wait for the right time. And Giles apologizes to Buffy for suggesting that Dawn is killed. But he's like, I will protect the world, and I have to say and do things that other people can't do. Foreshadowing. Buffy understands, and she's like, I will stop you if you do anything to hurt Dawn. And they talk about all the times they save the world. The apocalypse has been averted all these times. They've done it 100 times. And Buffy's like, I sacrificed Angel to save the world because I knew it was right. And she's like, I'm being asked to sacrifice too much to kill my sister. Which is pretty, it's
because
nice.
she's made from her body.
Exactly. So anyway, and also Buffy's like, if Dawn dies, I'm not the Slayer anymore. If Dawn dies, I'm out. I'm done.
Which I think is fair.
Yeah. So Xander and Anya fuck in the basement.
Yeah, they
while
do.
they're looking for the sphere. And Xander finds the Buffy robot. He pulls the sheet down and finds the Buffy robot. It's being all creepy. Xander's like, it's an omen. It's about. I'm sorry. Anya screams because she sees a stuffed bunny and tells Xander that, like, this is it. It's over. There's a bunny. Like, it's all bad now. And Anya says that she would normally head for the hills during the apocalypse, but she loves Xander, so she's going to stick around. And then Xander proposes to her, and she slaps him. Because she's like, you're just doing this because the world's going to end and you don't have to actually marry me. And he's like, I don't think the world's going to end. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, yada, yada, yada. What?
He's lying.
Why do you think he's lying? He loves her.
They're 5 years old.
They're not 5 years old.
What, they're like 22?
They're like 20. Well, you know. They're actually 36, so who cares? Anyway, back upstairs, Buffy's asking Willow if she can use magic against Glory, and that the only time any of them ever hurt Glory was when Willow attacked her with magic. And Willow's like, yeah, those spells that I use, they don't work very long. So, and she's probably prepared for them.
Get it done fast, bitches.
Yeah. And she tells Buffy that she thinks she can reverse the brain suck thing that Glory did to Tara.
Tara's better this way.
Which would also weaken Glory. So Xander and Anya come back with the sphere, and they have some ideas for slowing Glory down. Dawn gets taken up to her place for the ritual, which is at the top of that tower. And the minions take her up there. Dawn struggles against them, but then she sees the army of crazies that have been building this tower. Buffy.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
There's a whole bunch of them. Buffy goes back to her house to get weapons, and she has Spike, and I love this scene, because Spike is like, hey, I can just wait here, because he can't go in the house, because they did the spell to uninvite him. He's like, I'm just going to wait here, and, like, you can bring some down and just push, hand them over across the chasm. And Buffy's like, come on in, which is just so sweet. I really love that. And Buffy asks Spike to protect Dawn, and he promises he will. And he tells Buffy he knows that she'll never love him, but appreciates her for treating him like a man. Isn't that the sweetest thing? Sundown approaches.
Spike is my favorite.
They know that it's time to let Tara out, which is the...
What does that mean?
Okay. Tara leads them directly to the site of this sacrifice thing. Glory recognizes her immediately and is like, what are you doing here? And then Willow shows up and grabs both of their heads and does the spell to reverse the brain-sucking thing. So Tara's back to normal and Glory's all dazed and hungry. So then she sees Buffy. Buffy shows up and is looking fierce in her leather jacket and her pink shirt.
Isn't she just?
And Glory can't really maintain her composure because of what Willow did. But then Buffy takes the sphere and throws it at her, and she catches it, and she's in a lot of pain. But then she shatters it in her hand, which is cool.
I mean, I didn't think it was cool because I'm not rooting for her, but okay.
Buffy runs up and attacks her. She has the upper hand. Giles, Spike, and Anya are attacking the minions. Do you love Anya with that baseball bat beating the shit out of the minions?
I do.
Yeah, I figured you might. Willow goes over to Tara. They kiss and hug. Everything's great. Great. Priorities, I guess. Glory's regained her senses, and she punches Buffy hard enough that her head flies off.
She just had enough. She was like, stop messing with me, and popped her little head.
Did you
right
expect it to be the robot, or were you like, what the hell is going on when Buffy's head popped off?
I popped off. I was like, oh, nice. They switched her with the robot.
Yes. And then real Buffy shows up and hits her.
A real Buffy, I don't know how she got prettier, but she did.
Yeah, it's because she's so badass with that hammer. That's really what it is. And she's beating the shit out of Glory with this hammer. And Dawn screams out for Buffy, And Buffy runs past the minions and tries to climb the tower, but Glory chases her, and they have this like fight running up the stairs, which I really enjoyed and was well choreographed. And Buffy gets thrown off the tower, and through the roof of this building, Buffy and Glory both go down.
I love how they like land on their faces, but no one went splat.
No, they were fine. And Glory gets up to finish off Buffy, and then Xander has a wrecking ball go right through the side of the building and slam Glory into the wall. Buffy picks up the hammer and just pummels the shit out of Glory on the ground.
I know, I love it.
But
also I was a little sad because I didn't really want anything bad to happen.
And Glory's like, you can't kill me. And Buffy's like, yeah, but I can make you hurt a lot. So Dawn is watching the battle going down below, and she sees Doc, the guy that, helped her do with the spell to bring her mom back.
Bad idea. He's got a weird tongue, Dawn.
She's like, can you help me? And he's like, yeah, I got you. And he pulls out a knife and he walks up on her.
What does walk up on her mean for us laymen?
Well, he walks to her.
He walks to her, but when you walk up on someone, isn't it with like...
aggression?
Yeah. Oh, never mind.
Is it a sex thing?
No.
Oh.
I thought it was like...
I thought it was like an aggressive walk towards somebody.
Yeah.
Anyway, Giles, Anya, and Spike aren't making any progress through the minions. They fall back, but they feel like they're winning because Glory can't get anywhere near Dawn either. Spike notices that there's someone on the tower with Dawn, and Willow can now communicate telepathically because,
Because Willow can do anything.
Because Willow can do
She's
anything she
magic.
wants. And she tells Spike to run up to the top of the tower and rescue Dawn, and Tara's using her magic to knock down all the guards to clear a path, because Tara can do that too now. So,
by the way, did you just see me try to wink at the camera? It was the ugliest thing I've ever done. I won't do it again. I'm sorry, Naomi.
So Tara, I'm sorry. So Spike runs up there and runs to the top of the tower. Doc turns around. The two of them fight, and Doc is like super fast, and Spike can't fight him, and he gets behind Spike and sticks a knife into his back,
and then throws him
off the tower, but not before asking why he is doing all this to protect a girl. And Spike's answer is that he made a promise to a lady.
Mm-hmm. Because he is William.
Yeah. And
Love him.
Doc is ready to do the ritual. Buffy's beating Glory mercilessly, and Glory turns into Ben. And Buffy's like, you need to tell Glory that you missed your chance. You have to leave Sunnydale and never return, or I'll kill both of you. And Buffy leaves, and and Giles shows up, and the scene, and this scene is so good that we're gonna play it right now.
I guess we're stuck with each other, huh, baby? Can you move? Nita, man, she could have killed me.
No, she couldn't. Never. And sooner or later, Glory will reemerge and make Buffy pay for that mercy. And the world with her. Buffy even knows that, and still she couldn't take human life. She's a hero, you see. She's not like us.
Us?
I don't know why, but Giles has never been more attractive.
Giles is so good at that scene. And also, like, literally
Giles.
saved the day.
Damn.
Literally saved the day. Like, yeah.
Wait, so if Ben dies, does Glory die?
Yes, it's been established.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, now Glory's dead. But the portal is still opening. And all these, like, demons and horror monsters emerge, and for some reason, like, buildings start evaporating and whatever. Buffy runs up to the top of the tower, and Doc is like, oh, I'm ready for another fight. And she literally just pushes him off the tower.
Do you know us at all?
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Buffy literally just walks up and shoves Doc off the tower.
Yeah, she
Should've
was
been
like,
done.
out of my way,
Yeah.
tiny man. And he was like, oh, whoopsie.
She unties her sister, but Dawn knows it's too late, and she's like,
she's already bled.
she's like, I have to jump in. It's my blood that stops the portal, whatever. And Buffy talks to her, and she's like, do you remember at the hospital, we knew that we both had Summer's blood. Like, it's our blood. We share blood, whatever. And she's like, the monks made you out of me. Death is my gift. She realizes all this shit all at once.
As you do right before you go.
She talks to Dawn, and she's like, tell the others that I'll be okay, and this is something I have to do. And she runs to the edge of the tower, and she jumps into the portal, and it kills her. And
But her body is perfect as it lays on the top of a vehicle.
And then the portal closes, and that's it. And everybody has a full breakdown, and Spike crying in that last scene is so upsetting. Spike has the biggest breakdown of everybody. It's so bothersome.
Love, and now he's responsible for her sister.
Yeah.
Not their kid, her sister.
And then they pan to a cemetery, and there's a grave that says Buffy Ann Summers, 1981 to 2001, beloved sister, devoted friend. She saved the world a lot.
I'm like mildly devastated.
I am too. So a couple little factoids before we get into our final thoughts on this one. Just
I'm trying to gather myself.
Yeah, a real palate cleanser here. This is the 100th episode of the series.
100th episode.
This is the 100th episode of Buffy.
Oh, what a good.
Yeah,
I get it. That's why they wrote that other episode.
As
the last one that was so bad.
As Naomi said, the opening previously on Buffy thing had flashes of everything that's happened since the beginning of the series, which was not done before. This is the final episode that Anthony Stewart Head is featured in the opening titles. He is like a special guest star from now on. Giles is no longer a main character after this. Yeah. The episode was originally written to serve as the series finale. The Sunnydale was supposed to be destroyed by the Hellmouth in this episode, but they decided to save that idea for another day. Where were we? We talked about that. And Giles was supposed to confess to Buffy about killing Ben in a later episode, but he never actually does. Buffy doesn't know that Giles killed Ben, ever, which is really interesting.
He protects her always.
The foreign language titles, the Czech title is Dar, which means gift. The Finnish title is Urilahia, which means sacrifice. The German title is Der Preis der Freiheit, or the price of freedom, which sounds very Nazi.
Very not great.
And Il Dono, or the gift, is the Italian title. So, Jewel, final thoughts and letter rating on the season 5 finale of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, The Gift.
I thought it was really good. I think this is an A. I think it's an A for me. It was really, really good, and I was shocked to shit at the end, but also not surprised. I talked to the TV. If I talk to the TV, I feel like it's a good episode. That's how I feel, and I'm giving it a solid A. I think you just pay homage to that one.
What did you say to the TV? You were shocked that she jumped?
I was like, no, I wasn't, but I wasn't. It was like when she would do those things.
Yeah.
I also love the Buffy robot coming back. Use your powers for good and evil.
Yeah, I'm happy to tell you we will have more Buffy robot.
I love the Buffy robot.
Yeah, this episode is amazing. I mean, this is one of the best written episodes of the show. The acting is spot on. Spike is so fucking good in this. I love this episode.
It's and no, Naomi, I did not see it coming. But as soon as we got to the point where it was going to be her or Dawn, I was like, oh, she has to go. Bye.
Yeah. It is, and especially because she wanted to quit being the Slayer anyway. If Dawn had died, like, it was a whole thing. It's a solid A for me. It's not quite an A+. It doesn't quite hit that territory of my very favorite episodes, but it's pretty damn good.
I mean, I would watch it again.
So, Jewel, before we go, though, I do want to ask you, what's your prediction for how the next season of Buffy goes?
Oh, fuck me. Well,
we have a whole season
so Spike is going to pine. Willow, they tried to bring Joyce back to life, right? And that tongue guy. So I'm guessing they're going to try. There's 2 more seasons. They're going to bring her back, or someone else the new Slayer is going to come in. Is there a new Slayer? Does Faith come? Well, Faith never comes back. Maybe Faith dies in Los Angeles. I don't know. I don't know.
When did I never said Faith doesn't come back. Of course Faith comes back.
Oh. So I think Faith is going to come back.
You think Buffy is just dead?
I don't know. Well, I don't think so because I don't remember them replacing her ever.
Yeah.
Or a new, story. But like to me, it sounds like Buffy
It would have
makes
been
it all the
news
way.
if they
It would have
replaced
been
Buffy,
news if they
right.
replaced Buffy. So she's still Buffy. Sarah Michelle Gellar is still Buffy. So Buffy comes back. So I'm guessing they use the Joyce spell on her and they bring her back to life.
Okay.
And Faith will be there until she is alive.
What do you think happens with Willow and Tara?
Well, what do I think's going to happen, or what would I like to happen?
No, what do you
I
think
would
is
like
gonna
her
happen?
to get rid of Tara. I don't know. I feel like they're going to have like jealousy of magic issues,
Okay.
like who's better and stuff.
Okay.
I think Anya and Xander are going to get engaged and do that awful thing that people do, and that like when you're mid-college and stuff, or not mid-college for them. She's 1,000 years old, right?
She's old.
I don't know. They're gonna live together, and it's gonna go south.
Yeah. What do you think?
Spike is gonna pine and be there
Spike.
for Dawn.
Yeah. What's Dawn gonna do? I mean,
Dawn-
what does Dawn do now? What is Dawn now?
She is gonna go to high school, and she's gonna do all the things. I feel like Spike is gonna take on that like mothering role.
Okay.
And like, you got to get up, you got to go to school. Like, let's check your homework. And then I feel I would like them to bring back the Buffy robot. And if they could call Warren and just casually rebuild her, maybe they should make a fleet of Buffy robots.
Yeah. I love that you're still in the mindset of somebody who's like, Warren's not so bad. Because god damn it, Warren's awful.
What does he do?
Who do you think's the villain next season?
The vampires, because I don't know. I don't care.
Okay. Well, because every season we
Buffy
have like a
is
big
dead,
villain.
okay?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my bearings.
And because I spoiled that Giles is no longer a main cast member, what do you think Giles does?
Well, his love interest is gone because Joyce is dead. I think he's gonna be like, oh, this is my fault, and fall off the deep end and start drinking.
Okay.
Wildly.
Sure. All right. Well, that's a very interesting take, and we'll find out when we start back up on the show in a couple months on Buffy, rather. However, we have 2 more episodes until we're done with this season. 2 more episodes of our podcast where we will be reviewing the final 4 episodes of season 2 of Angel.
Hell.
The Pylea storyline, if you will. So join us in some time in the future when we cover those. It'll be probably in the next week. And thank you guys so much for watching. We've been trying to cram a bunch of episodes in all at once because there's a lot going on, so we got to do them when we can do them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we love you.
GrrArgh.
GrrArghCast.